Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Arsenal dropped 2 points at Goodison Park. That game ended 1-1. Trossard scored the first goal in that game. But Luis Kelly conceded a penalty in the second half, just a couple of minutes into the second half, and it was 1-1 at the end of the game. Okay, if you look at that game, as even though the Arsenal dropped a few players on the bench, we were saying that Saliba should rest, but Saliba played 90 minutes in that game, but he rested some key players like Odegaard, Saka, even Partey. He started telling and one day he just rotated a little bit, but it ended 1-1. Arsenal is not actually looking to win the Premier League. It's obvious, but now dropping 2 points at the Goodison Park is just still the whole thing for Liverpool to win it.
You know, somebody said somewhere earlier today. He said, if Liverpool have won the trophy, they should give them the trophy now. But we know they have not won it. They are under pressure because if Arsenal that big if that comes in, if Arsenal take 3 points, the Liverpool will be under pressure tomorrow. Now they don't drop the point ahead of Liverpool, it will happen.
They will win them.
Well, what they say, a good game for Arsenal, good game for Everton. Because coming back into that game, you're playing against champions contending. Champions dreaming, you're playing against the dreaming champions, the aspiring to Maguire champions, and you're one goal down, and you put up the fight to come into that game in the second half.
Into that game in the second half.
How? Get results now. 1-1.
That one a penalty for your eye.
1-1.
No, wait.
No. Was there contact?
That one a penalty for your eye.
Was there contact?
There was no contact.
There was no contact.
Yes,
you see the hand where you use drag and down. You see
which hand where you use drag and down? How do they use hold themselves right from outside?
From the outside, you go see the hand.
From outside 18,
now,
they were holding themselves hands. From outside.
Pull up that replay in slow motion. From outside, they were holding themselves, romancing themselves, As long as they enter inside, but say, the guy don't leave Luis Kelly because they don't set better trap for him. Now that trap throws and fail to set for first half. Because now player instinct, now trap will they set for each other. Because if I set trap for you and you fall inside, I'll get penalty. But if I set for you and I jump and they go give me card for diving, you get trossard and fail his own. This guy Harrison getting his own right because as he put the first toe inside was 18, he leave Luis Kelly. As Luis Kelly they fall, look Luis Kelly knee. He hit him for leg.
He need no hit him, bro. That thing no be penalty.
He need hit him for leg. So automatically, was there contact? Yes or no? Contact don't dey.
No penalty.
Because in the first half, you look the first. I think that was in the 30th minute before the goal for Arsenal, where trossard put that ball on the run, where this guy want go stop him. Takwaski. Then he dived into that challenge. He jumped. He evaded the challenge. If you say he put small, just let me say all the whole leg, but small leg for that tackle. It will be 2-0 before now.
Well, okay, John, if you look at that game, I know we can argue about that penalty because the thing about this penalty thing is if we can give it this time, next time if we will not give it. It depends on how they want to see, but they gave it. But generally, what do you make of Arsenal game in this game? Look at the changes they made, especially in the midfield. They started Merino, Jorginho, and Rice in that midfield. I don't think that combination works.
One of the fundamental things I said about Arsenal is that whenever you have a team that is working, you stick to what works. Okay, in the bid to tinker with your team, in the bid to get some players rested, in the bid to prepare for a game that you do not need to worry before the day comes, you throw away results against Everton. And for all the talk about them not needing the Premier League because they have the Champions League to go play, for all the talk about them not needing to win all the remaining games because Liverpool seem to be out of sight, I think that's just reductive thinking because nothing is promised. Nothing. The only thing you have that is promised is the game against Everton today. And if you can't win that game against Everton today, you do not have the work ethic or the commitment to be able to win the game against Real Madrid in the coming week. So for me, it's reductive thinking because at this point in time, you have a game against Everton. You are actually winning. Arsenal were not able to convert most of their shots on target. Having more shots than these guys, having more possession than these guys, having more attempts and chances created, still productivity on the night was rubbish. And it's becoming typical of Arsenal that when the big moments come, they find themselves wanting on the night. And it's a shame for their fans as well.
It depends on how you see it. It's a shame, but Arteta have to rest players.
It be shame because they want to win Champions League. It be shame because they want to win Champions League. But before we wait,
Arsenal and Champions League
in the same state, in the same sentence. Now, because that was what we were saying earlier today. Now, you know, say, if you look the other videos we make earlier, we said Arsenal would probably rest some players, the likes of Saliba, so that they don't pick up a knock before the Real Madrid game. Now you're looking at Arsenal, and the next match on Tuesday, at 3 days from now, is the Real Madrid game in the Champions League. And everybody say Arsenal should rest play. And I told you, if you're going to rest players, make sure that you're not pairing some clowns together. You're not pairing a Kiwior with. We don't see as they talk. I don't trust that Kiwior guy. We're not pairing a Kiwior with Saliba. We are not bringing in Calafiori for forcing Calafiori out of injury to come and start alongside him. So we should look for a pairing that works. During Timber and Saliba would work because this one are left back.
But Kiwior tried in this game. Actually.
He tried. Do you know how many times they exploited
Timber,
his
Saliba work better than Kiwior and Saliba. Are you for real right now?
If not for the six,
are you for real right now? No. Are you for real right now?
It depends
Kiwior
the game.
Saliba versus Julian Saliba. Are you for real right now?
It depends the game. Anyone where you want to see them, everybody has what they like to see in defense.
Wow.
Everybody knows what they like to see in midfield. We still complain about the midfield. Moreno and Jorginho. Not Rice. Moreno and Jorginho starting. What's the pace? Where is the pace in the midfield?
Let's talk about the goal, the trossard, the way he scored that goal. Good, beautiful goal from Arsenal. Basically a counter attack. He ran straight, and the way he shoots the ball sometimes is very nice. When he's in the mood to score goals, he scored goal. I don't think the last time he scored a goal, it's been a while that he scored a goal in the Premier League. Scoring today, I think it was a good confident boost for him. Even though maybe he might not start against Real Madrid, but you need some of your maybe some two players to be firing up. Good goal for him in this game.
You know, it's disappointing that when we talk about Arsenal's attack so far this season, we are only giving glimpses and flitters of one or two sparks of brilliance. You know, as against what used to be a constant week in, week out last season. It's a disappointing thing, but no doubt the goal was excellent coming from Trossard. But it does not cover up the cracks, which are the lack thereof of goals from Arsenal. Arsenal has gone from a team that used to index 3 goals per match, 2 goals per match, down to a team that index 0.6% goals per game. It's a sharp decline, and it's the same people, the same characters, the same players. What's the difference? Better defense nonetheless, better midfield nonetheless, but poorer goal returns. And it just goes back to show you that there is something missing in the side that has yet to be discovered.
With the cry and say Arsenal, you imagine yourself as the owner of a football club. You are crying that your team don't have a striker, and you go and beat the most informed team of the season, Man City, 5-1. Then you now go to Champions League not quite long after. You beat another team 7-1. If you're not owner of club, you go to say striker that their problem.
Everybody knows that striker is a problem.
You know, but see, even if now waiting there for number 1 of the list, you understand? But after these two results, 5-1 against Man City, 5-1 against PSV, and 7-1 against PSV, you as the owner, you're like, we've got it covered. So
that's what an amateur would say.
So for Arsenal and their board, they've got it covered until the summer. This season is over, but they're not scoring goals. Even before the strikers went on injury spree, they were not scoring goals.
Too many goals.
They were not scoring too many goals. Let me rephrase, because if they want to attack me now, we're not scoring too many goals.
They were not scoring at all.
They're not scoring too many goals before the strikers went on injury. Now that the strikers are on injury, they're not even the goals they even had to come by. Okay. So for me, I just feel like until Arsenal learns to, like Thierry Henry said, I'll quote him now. He said it's not about just playing the game and playing well. It's about believing. And for now, I think Arsenal, for themselves, have lost that belief.
I don't think they've lost belief. They've just lost. They've lost key people who can turn games around for them. They haven't lost belief. For me,
if
you go wake Arteta up tomorrow, 12 midnight, Arteta believes he can win it. If you go wake up every player in that team, they believe in themselves. But the problem is that they have reached their wits end, and they need a clinical striker up front that can do the job for them.
I think
you just need somebody that can come in when you're having a down game and turn the tide around and give you enough energy to go on in your season. Not necessarily.
They've lost the belief to see out.
If you lose the belief, you leave the club, because when you lose your belief, you lose everything we're playing for. They haven't lost that,
to see out
but
games,
they need a clinical
Arsenal side. Look at Arsenal side last season. They will play you till the very last minute of the game. But this is after 60 minutes. If they're not getting the result after 60 minutes, they'll be like they've given up hope. So I feel like
with you on that.
They're sealing the game off. They've lost the belief to seal out games. That's just for me. It's personal opinion, though.
It can be a personal opinion, but I disagree with you on that. You only need to go look at the performances last season, look at the games last season, look at this season, and then the only variance between the two seasons is the more games this season. That's the only outlier. More games this season than last season. And they are not the only team playing more games. Irrespective, man. But that's the reality on ground.
Okay, finally.
You are doing all that without having a proper 9 in the team. What did you expect?
Okay, everybody knows that Arsenal's problem has always been a striker. They need a clinical striker. Even though when Jesus and Havertz was there, their numbers are not 15, 20 goals there. They need somebody that can give them at least 20 goals. If you look at Pep, I think he did 5 years with Jesus and other strikers doing all those forces. It wasn't working. He just brought in Haaland, bam, treble enter, bam, Premier League enter again. So I think that Arsenal needs somebody like an Osimhen or a clinical striker that can give him at least 20 goals in the season. Because if you look at generally, the team scores goals. Imagine everybody scoring goal and you have one person in everybody scoring goal that can score you 20 goals in the season. It makes a whole lot of difference when you look at it in general. But finally, let's talk about Sterling. Sterling just played for the 5 minutes and Arsenal could see again that this guy not supposed to do that.
No, it's not about 45. It's not about 45 minutes now. It's not. Look at it. He made tactical changes.
Even though he got an assist for the first goal.
The coach just made tactical changes because one lady was on fire in that game. Why was it taken off in the 45 minutes? Because Arteta did 2 tactical subs. I need to rest these players because Real Madrid is on Tuesday.
No, you need to
wait, see, look at it. As well as I'm trying to rest some players, I'm also trying to get the ones who are just coming back from injury their time to as well shine and get full fitness, because you're taking out one lady for Saka in the 45th minute in the opening of the second half. Same thing with Sterling. You're taking him out for Martinelli.
Yeah.
So they need at least that glimpses of game time. Not that they need the 50, 90 minutes, but at least they reduce to 60 minutes at first.
But truthfully, I don't think Sterling is quality for
us. Excuse me, I don't want to make a statement with regards to this player.
Maybe he's not, but maybe he is.
I disagree, man. You know, it's one thing to make a decision. It's another thing to stand by a decision. It's another thing now to persist with that wrong decision in the light that this is a terrible decision, because that shows that, one, you are pig-headed and you are not willing to look at the numbers. And sometimes you need to dispassionately look at the numbers, because the numbers will tell you in plain terms that thing that you are hiding from. You know, you can hide a poor form, you can hide being out of form, but the numbers will tell you that your runs, your work rate, everything is down, which means that you are not in form in the first place. Making a decision to bring Sterling to the club was a no-no in the first place, because that money could have been spent getting in a Morata or any other striker that was available at the window. It was also a poor decision because you had to exit a couple of players from the club who would have been around and added a role to the team. Secondly, looking at the mode of the Sterling you got in, bringing Sterling in and not giving him game time at the instant to be able to play games, perform, was a no-no for me again, because this is somebody who feeds off a string of performances to have a domino effect in the season. So these 2 instances were totally wrong, but then that loan should have been cut off. Sterling should have been let to go back to his parent club and go and fight out whatever his demons are at that place.
If you bring player in for loan, you give him at least 30 minutes, at least every game 30 minutes, every game 25 minutes. Arteta has not done that, and that's to his stubbornness that he wants to play these certain players for these certain positions, and that is not working. Now players are out on injury and you're forcing players to just pick form. I said this before and I'll say it again. The problem with Arsenal is not the starting 11. The problem with Arsenal is the bench. They don't have quality on the bench, and until they fix, even if they sign a new striker, now they sign 70-goal striker a season. They sign the person that is better than Haaland currently. Anybody that is times 3 of Haaland, they sign him now, and they don't have quality on the bench. They still have a problem.
That's the thing.
And when I said it before, I still stick with my words. The problem for Arsenal is not quantity. I don't want to talk about 70-player team list. I'm talking about quality on the bench. When you take out somebody else will come in there, and you will not miss the presence of the person that left, even if you know that you miss it small, but it's not show that big in the team.
Okay, Arsenal dropped 2 points in this game. Now, if Liverpool wins tomorrow, it's going to be 14 points clear.
It came back to 15 points. It was 15. It was 15 points. It was 15 points at some point.
Yeah, but
and then Liverpool played a draw, and Arsenal was a drop to 12. Now let's see if it's going back to 15.
If they win tomorrow, it's going to be 14 points clear. Liverpool is going to be 14 points clear of Arsenal. Obviously, they are going to win this league, even though probably Arteta knows that. That's why he's resting players, because they have a big game on Tuesday against Real Madrid. That's probably the focus, but it's not guaranteed. It's, as John said, it's what is in front of you. Everton is in front of you. The 3 points is what is in front of you. You play what is in front of you. But he made his own decision. But let's see if it's going to work out for him on Tuesday. And in this particular game, that game ended 1-1 at Goodison Park.